Hi everyone, my name is Lewis. I know, I should have finished covering all of Fecal Matter and all of Black Flag songs from my war, but this is a video that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now. I am a huge music connoisseur, so this isn't my complete collection of music. I collect cassettes, CDs, and 7 inches as well. So as we go through the music pile, you might think, hey, you're missing some records. I might have it on CD that I might not own on record. Another future idea could be like a top 50 albums list, but we'll see how much records I can get through in 10 minutes. I am anticipating this to be kind of like an ongoing series. We're going to go through my classic rock collection, and I don't alphabetize my records from A to Z. I put them in order by the year the album was released. Okay, now the intro is finished. We can go through this and see how much records, and if something is of curiosity taste, I'll point it out, but if not, we'll just go through it. First up is Elvis Sun Sessions, Elvis self-titled debut, Bo Diddley's Beach Party, and this is like an extension of the Rolling Stones sound, because this is like a huge influence on the band as well as Chuck Berry. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, I consider him my favorite singer of all time, and to get that original record would be very expensive. John Coltrane's Giant Steps, Meet the Beatles, and this is a US release of the Beatles' second album with different montages of songs. The US released debut album of the Rolling Stones, the fourth album by Bob Dylan, Another Side of Bob Dylan, and this may be my favorite Bob Dylan album, but I haven't decided that yet. The Beatles, A Hard Day's Night, and this is a 2014 mono reissue. Chipmunks sings the Beatles, and this might be better than the real McCoy. The first US debut release of the Zombies, and this is a stereo version. Second album of the US release of the Rolling Stones 12 by 5, and this is a Japanese version on blue vinyl without the oboe label on the side. Mono version of Beatles for Sale 2014 reissue. This may be my favorite Rolling Stones album. The Rolling Stones Now, third album US release. Beach Boys Today, and I actually prefer this over Pet Sounds. And I is obviously due to personal taste, but this is very classic for me. US album of the Animals tracks, and I really like the Let Me Be Misunderstood. One of the reasons why I purchased this album. Mono version of Bob Dylan, Bringing It All Back Home. The Byrds, Mr. Tambourine Man, and the Byrds is in fact my favorite 60s band, but I do love the Beatles, so it's kind of hard to decide, but I think they're the most fashionable band of the 60s. Just look at that. And this album is in my top 10 favorite albums. I really can't get enough of the Byrds. Mono version of the King's Controversy. Rave Up by the Yardbirds. Out of Our Heads by the Rolling Stones. Help by the Beatles, and this is my only Parlophone UK album, and this is UK original. I purchased this a couple years ago. We have a mono version of Bob Dylan's Highway 61 Revisited. The Who sings My Generation, US debut. Fifth album by the Rolling Stones, US December's Children. Second album by the Byrds, Turn, Turn, Turn. Rubber Soul by the Beatles, US version. Aftermath, Burgundy Record. This is the UK version. We have The Leaves, Hey Joe, which is a LA band, kind of Byrds-esque. Maybe the reason why I purchased it. And we have Love, debut album on mono, and I think Love is a very terrific band. I love Arthur Lee, the whole band, Brian, and the rest of the gang. We have Yardbirds, the Engineer album, Roger the Engineer. We have debut album by the Monkees, Fifth Dimension by the Byrds, mono version of Bob Dylan, Blonde on Blonde, and this might be up there competing with Another Side of Bob Dylan as my favorite Bob Dylan album. I can't get enough of the band and the organ that's playing throughout. Stereo version of Mother's Freak Out, and this is my favorite Frank Zappa album. Frank Zappa actually hates this album because he thought it was very amateurish, but this album hits hard, definitely. Mono version, 2014 reissue of Revolver by the Beatles, and this is up there, definitely. It's hard to decide sometimes between this or Rubber Soul. Both sides of Herman Hermits, which is a US release. Here I'm missing, the album itself, cover work. But this is Love's the Capo, and I prefer this over Forever Changes. Buffalo Springfield's debut. Fresh Cream US debut. Obviously, I purchased it for I Feel Free, and then this album hits hard as well. I'm missing, the album sleeve of The Who's. I'm forgetting the record. A quick one while he's away. More of the Monkees. Debut album The Doors. And that is possibly single most favorite album of all time. Hands down. I can't think of a better album than this album. UK version of Between the Beatles, Between the Buttons by the Rolling Stones. UK version of Between the Buttons. This is the UK version of Surrealistic Pillows, Jefferson Airplane. And then the US version of Surrealistic Pillow by Jefferson Airplane. The Byrds, Younger Than Yesterday. Velvet Underground mono, and this is on yellow vinyl. Best of the Lovin' Spoonful. US version of Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experienced? UK version of The Hollies Evolution. Debut of the Pink Floyd Pipers at the Gates of Dawn on stereo. And this is obviously a reissue. To get original pressing would be very expensive and noteworthy to own. Mother's Absolutely Free. Sgt. Pepper's 2014 reissue on mono. Maybe I can take it out and show it, but this is pretty fresh. I barely play this, and I just have it here sitting because I have the CD version. I might as well play it on my boombox. Herman Hermits Blaze. This is freaking underrated, and this is where we're gonna stop here because we're about to hit the 10-minute mark. But this album, I think people should check out.